At the moment, we're not playing top. We know that, but we play top to get where we are, and we're in that moment in a season which you get a dip, and from that, when you're in a little dip and not on top form, you have to grind results. You have to stick together, and I think that's the key message we've got.
What do you think is missing?
I think we don't score enough goals. We've got a good record defensively, but we don't win games easily enough, which we should win. And yeah, I think we had a nice settled team before with Bjarland and with Leroy Fair in midfield. We had a nice settled midfield and a settled team. And I think with Fair being injured and Bjarland also long term, I think it's just upset the balance. And we're trying to find that balance again. So when people say you should play your strongest team, I don't know what the strongest team is. And I think that's what we're searching for. So everybody has an opportunity to be in that team. Leroy is close to being fit, which is a plus. And Bjarland will be a bit away. But I think the key area where we are trying to find the balance is in that midfield area.
Do you also feel an attitude change towards you as a coach? Because when you came back to FC Twente, you were almost like a saint to everybody, and now people are complaining. Maybe the attitude is changing a little bit?
Yeah, most definitely. And,
how do you feel about it?
You know, I suppose my antics the first time, going down the tunnel, looking at the TV and gesticulating and being passionate on the sideline, and sometimes, okay, admitted, my hands up, too emotional at times. But that's me. That's what I brought to Twente, you know. And the first time it was all, oh, look at that crazy Englishman, and what's he doing going down the tunnel? And no one said anything. No one complained. And the same things now, and now there's a new rule in Holland that you can't go down the tunnel. I apologise for doing it last night, by the way. I shouldn't have done. You know, and oh, now look, behaviour on the touchline is not right. You should sit there and just show no emotion. And so yeah, there seems that, and it makes me smile quietly that you know, people can look at one side and change quickly in 18 months. It's part of football. It's no problem.
Apart from expectations and everything, reality tells us now that the cup is no longer there for FC Twente this season. Europa League is also becoming difficult to play after winter break. Not impossible, but it's difficult. So is there a reason for crisis now?
I don't know. I suppose I would say probably 90% of the Eredivisie clubs would love to be in our position at this present moment. So, is it a burden? Is it a crisis? You know, my job is to plan a season. My job is to make sure at the end of the season we finish as high as we possibly can in the competition. Number one priority, we want European football. We nearly lost it last season, so we know how fragile that can be. That's my priority. And within that priority, I have to plan the season. And I have to make sure that every week I play my strongest team in the competition. Every week. The possible strongest team I believe can win that, I will play in the competition. It's important that we get into the group stage of Europe. It took a long time and a long road to get into it. We got into it. Many people said after Bursaspor away from home, we've blown it, you've gone. Half time, 1-1, we've no chance. And we came back. And people say now, well, you have no chance and things like that. So Europe is important. And you will look, and we have played our strongest team in the competition. We have played our strongest team in Europe every game. And in the cup competitions, I have to judge what team to play and keep the squad happy and playing so that they are ready to play also a part in the competition in Europe, I have to judge as to what team to play. And we would have won the game if we'd have had 11 players on the field last night. I feel sure about that. That team has enough experience and was good enough to win that game with 11 players. With 10, any game is very, very difficult. With 9, impossible. Things happen. And it's tragic. It's very, very disappointing. I feel for the fans. And I can understand the emotion. We are exactly the same. We've got to move on. We have a big week next week.
Do you regret any decision that you
No.
made over the last couple of months?
I don't. Over the last couple of months, in what? People will have to go through the list of decisions which they question. My priority is to make sure that in planning the season, that we finish as high as possible in the competition that we can. And it's where you are in May. And I want this team, not like last season at the end where we fell down, I want to make sure at the end we are strong. So therefore I have to do things during the season with that in mind. And I know people will not understand it and find it very difficult to understand. But that's my job. That's what I must do. And that's what I'm saying with Twente. Everybody must stick together and say, you know, this is what we did before, and it got us a championship. And this is what it won't guarantee resting players or playing that we win the next game or whatever. It gives us a better chance of doing it. And what I try to do is give us a very good chance at the end of the season. We're still in contention, and we can really make a push to finish high in the competition.
What is the most important thing right now?
That we stick together. That on Sunday, I think it's important that everybody reacts on Sunday to a disappointment. And the best way we can react is give a performance on the field, give a performance off the field, in the stands, and get that VAT-pay right behind us. We're playing Feyenoord. Come on. We have to make sure that everybody is together. And for 90, 95 minutes, there. And at the end, if boo, whistle, what, no problem. That's football. But during the game, let's all fight together.
And it's important to stay in your seat.
I must do that. I must get the seatbelt on. Thank you.